Hello everybody, how are you today? Welcome to Cooking with Gail. I'm Gail Ruffin, in case this is the first time you've joined me. And we cook dinner every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. And so that's what we're going to do tonight. I've got two wonderful recipes to show you, and I've not made either of them before, so it's going to be a learning experience for me as well. But we are doing brunch. I did put a little clue out there in our description. I don't know if anyone saw that. But we are going to be doing some brunch tonight. We like to have breakfast for dinner sometimes, and this is more of a brunch because it's a couple of really good recipes that would be fabulous to have if you're having an Easter brunch, or if you do a brunch later on, maybe for Mother's Day, any of your spring gatherings. And so anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started. I am excited, and we need to get these things baking because they do have to bake a little bit. So the first thing we're going to be making is a quiche. And we're going to be only, it's just me and Jim here, so I don't need to make a whole big pie quiche that size. And so we're going to be using a new tool, a new pan actually that just came out, and it is our half pie pan. And this is the first time I've used it. It does include a lid, which makes it nice if you're storing this to have later or have it in the refrigerator. I made my pie crust, actually, this is one of our pie crusts from our mix. And I made it, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and I had one left because the bag of mix makes two crusts in case you're making a double pie crust. And so I had one crust left, so I froze it, took it out, and I cut it in half, and it worked perfect for this half pie quiche that we're going to have for dinner tonight. So anyway, I have the crust ready to go. Let me put the lid over here out of my way. I have a lot of ingredients out here on my little work cart because we're doing two things tonight. So the first thing is going to be quiche. I see I got a couple people watching. Hey, Bonnie Sue, my dear friend in Florida. Hey, Anna, how are you doing? You're over in Arkansas, I do believe. Anyway, great to see you guys. So let's go ahead and get this quiche mixed up. It's a very, very simple recipe. And we're going to start off with 2 eggs, since we're only making a half. 2 eggs, and I believe it was about a half a cup of half and half in there. So we've got that ready to go. Now I like to, when you make something like a quiche, you can sort of clean your refrigerator out if you got leftovers of something. Now I did not have leftover broccoli, but I did have a small head in there, and so I just went ahead and chopped up some of the flowerets. And if you're going to use a vegetable, especially something that's as coarse as broccoli, you're going to want to pre-cook that a little bit. I just stuck it in the microwave for a couple minutes, softened it up. And then we also had some bacon. It's unusual to have leftover bacon, isn't it? We cooked some bacon a couple of days ago, and we didn't eat it all, so we have about 3 slices of bacon that I also chopped up. Those 2 things are going in our quiche, along with, it would not be quiche without cheese, right? So I've got a couple of ounces of Colby Jack that I had in the fridge. Again, I had several kinds of cheese in there, and you can use any kind of cheese, any kind of ingredients that you like when you make a quiche. And these are just the things that I happen to find. Now you're going to want about a half to 2/3 of a cup of ingredients besides your eggs and your half and half. But I'm just going to go ahead and grate up part of this cheese. We're going to put part of it in the mixture to go in the crust, and then we'll do a little bit extra to go on the top, because we like a lot of cheese. So we have got almost this little piece, as far as I'm going to go with it anyway. So let's do a little bit more, and then we'll save a little bit to go on the very top. That looks good. So I'm just going to go ahead with my whisk here and whisk together our eggs in with a half and half, get those started. Then we're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper. So let's go ahead and do that. That's sort of to taste. You know how much you like in your food. And we will inevitably add more when we eat it, I'm sure. All right, so let's go ahead and put this cheese in. I think we got those eggs broken up good enough. Let's go ahead and put the cheese in. And then we'll add our other things. Other ingredients. Now I do have my oven already preheated. This is going to go in our regular oven because our second recipe doesn't take quite as much time, and we're going to put it in the new deluxe air fryer oven. All right, so let's go ahead and add in our broccoli. We don't want to put too many ingredients because you want it all to be coated with your egg mixture, of course. And then we're going to add in our bacon, broccoli and bacon quiche. I think it sounds pretty good. All right, now the fun part, we're going to pour this right in to our pie crust. And I will have to say, if you've not tried our pie crust mix, it's really easy. Just add a couple of simple ingredients and then you mix it all up and roll it out. All right, so let's get this in here, and I'm going to try to sort of distribute all of our goodness around so that it's not all in one spot. Oh, just look at that. This is just about the right amount, of course. Somebody thought this out, didn't they? And it was not me. I would always mix up too much. All right, so we're just going to spread that around. I'm going to add a little bit more cheese on the top, and then it's going to go right into the oven for about 35 minutes. Simple, simple quiche. And it's going to be just right for the two of us tonight. Jim came in a minute ago and asked me if I'd make him some toast to go with his quiche. He's afraid he's not going to have enough to eat. I told him sure. All right, let's get this cheese on here. And of course, those two little pieces that I didn't want to grate the end of my finger off with, I'm going to eat those two pieces of cheese while I'm waiting. All right, so look at that. I'm going to go pop this into the oven and set the timer, and then we'll be right back to start on our next recipe. Okay, let me do a little quick cleanup here. Get these things out of the way, and then we'll be ready to get started on our next one. Our next one is sort of going to be our dessert, I guess, and it is called Cinnamon Roll Bake. And this happens to be in our cooking guide that goes with the deluxe air fryer and oven. And like I said, Cinnamon Roll Bake starts off very, very simple. But before we actually get started, I do want to show you something that we have to go along with our deluxe air fryer and oven. And that is this little set of baking pans. And of course you can use these in the regular oven as well. They're just a little bit smaller. So if you're only cooking for one or two, this is the perfect size. This is the little sheet pan. And they are very much like our Brilliants, I think, except they're a different color. And I think they're probably pretty much the same material. Little mini brownie pan makes 6 brownies or 6 muffins, whatever you want to put in here. And then the other one that comes with the set is like a cake pan. So it has the sides on it, so you could actually bake a cake in there. And we may have to try that in a week or so. I see I got some more folks joined on. Hey, Katie and Whitney's out there. Tammy, Susan, good to see you all. So this is another set of cookware that actually just is made for our new deluxe air fryer and oven. However, of course, you can use it anywhere you like in your regular oven as well. But I just wanted to show that to you. I just got mine, so I'm pretty excited about it. This is the first time I've used one of them. So we're going to use the sheet pan. And you do our cinnamon roll bake. And let's see here. The first thing we're going to need to do with this is we're going to mix up our topping. So I've got a 1/2 cup of flour here, and we're going to add in a few other ingredients. So let me go ahead and turn my camera down. We've got also a 1/2 cup of oats. We've got a tablespoon of brown sugar. Come on. There you go. And we're also going to add a teaspoon of cinnamon. So this is sort of the topping that goes on top of our cinnamon rolls. So a teaspoon of cinnamon in. Now I'm going to give that a little bit of a mix, and then we're going to add a 1/2 stick of butter. So let me just get this kind of mixed around, get that brown sugar chopped up. Hopefully you guys can see this. Turn this down Just a little bit. All right, and now we're going to put that half a stick of butter in, and we're just going to sort of cut that in. Now it's softened butter. It's been sitting out most of the afternoon. And we're going to use our fork, or if you have a pastry cutter, I have one, but I figured for this job we'll just use the fork. We're just going to mash that and mix that in just to make some crumble topping to go on the top of our cinnamon rolls. If you got your butter nice and soft, it'll cut in really easy. I'm just going to keep mashing that up until it gets the right consistency. I hope everybody's had a great day today. I see Kim's out there. Nancy has joined us. Who else is out there? Donna. Got lots of good friends out there watching. Hope y'all have had a great day. It did warm back up today, but you know, now it's supposed to start raining again. Yesterday was a little bit chilly, a little bit cold again. Hopefully that was our dogwood winter and it won't be back, but I don't know. We know here in East Tennessee not to get too excited when we have an early warm spring, because it's not going to be here consistently for a few weeks. But hopefully it's not going to be too long before we're going to be having some consistent spring weather. I know I'm ready for it. All right, so there's our crumbled topping. And I'm just going to set that over to the side, because now we're going to take a couple of cups of, let me make some room here. We're going to take a couple of cups of, a couple of cans of cinnamon rolls that you buy at the store. Now I have two different kinds. I have a can that I bought at Aldi, and I have a can that I bought at Kroger. So Kroger brand and Aldi brand. And I've already opened them up. I've already taken the frosting out. Now we are going to use this, but we're going to add a little bit to that. So this is I guess a semi-homemade deal. So we're going to just get these cinnamon rolls out, and we're going to cut them up into quarters, into fourths. But before we do that, I need to spray my pan that we're going to use. So let me get these out, and then we'll take our spritzer, our oil spritzer, and we'll give this pan a little spray with that. Many of you I know have this oil spritzer. It's fabulous if you don't want to use an aerosol. And also it's very cost effective because you buy your own oil to put in here, and it's much less expensive than buying those spray cans of nonstick. And this is just oil, a little bit of olive oil. You can put whatever you like in there. I tend to use a lot of olive oil. There we go. Just want to put a little bit on there. These cinnamon rolls are probably not going to stick much anyway. But I do love my oil spritzer. All right, so let's just take these things apart. We're going to cut them all into quarters, and then we're just going to kind of scatter them around on our mat, or on our baking pan. So we'll just cut them in fourths, and then we're just going to throw them over here to the side. Let me scoot down just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. And of course, you know how these, if you've ever baked these cinnamon rolls, they do swell up nicely. So they're going to all kind of go together in a big, humongous cinnamon roll bake. That's what it's called, a cinnamon roll bake. I am a huge fan of cinnamon rolls. I don't know if any of you all have been doing the sourdough craze that many of us have tried. I've sort of slacked off the last couple of weeks, but I got my starter back out yesterday and fed it, and I may have to do some more sourdough in the next few days. But you can make some awesome homemade cinnamon rolls with your sourdough. There's lots of recipes out there. All right, check these out. I got a little piece of broccoli on that one. Oh well, it'll be fine. All right, we got lots more to go, so we're going to really pile these up. Okay, I'm trying to get these apart without tearing them up. There we go. It's really warm in here in my kitchen. I really should have turned my air conditioner on. We've been trying not to put it on yet, but it's really warmed up today. I need it now. All right, we're almost got these. Then we're going to add, once we get all these scattered out here, we're going to add some blueberries, fresh blueberries, about a cup. All right, about 4 more here. And I started the quiche first, of course, because it has to cook a little bit longer. I think that our cinnamon roll bake has to cook for about 18 minutes. And I'm going to go ahead and get my oven turned on. So we are going to use our, let me grab my cloth here. We are going to use our new deluxe air fryer oven, and we're going to just turn it on, and we're going to use, there is a convection bake setting, and that's right down here, and we're going to use that, and we're going to push the button. That's setting is 350, and we're going to leave it on that, and we're going to set the time for 18 minutes. There we go, and we're going to press start, and then the preheat starts. So we're going to get that going. And we've almost got all these in. You know, I love recipes that use something, but you add things to it, and it makes it yours. It makes it be a homemade recipe when you do that. There used to be a lady on Semi-Homemade. I don't know if anybody watched her on the cooking channel, I believe. I love to watch her. All right, so we've got our rolls out there. Next, we're going to take our blueberries, and we're just going to sort of scatter them around. Like I said, it's about a cup. We're just going to nestle them sort of down in between in the rolls. And you know what's going to happen when we bake these. Those blueberries are just going to pop open, and it's going to add so much deliciousness. Let's pull these out just a little bit. We don't want them sticking up really high. We want to kind of push them down in the rolls. There we go. We'll sort of make this fill the whole pan. Pull those out a bit. All right. Now, then we're going to drizzle with about a half a cup of heavy whipping cream. Ho, 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 what do you think? So we're just going to pour that over. And then we're going to take our crumble that we made a few minutes ago with the flour and the oats and the brown sugar, and we're going to scatter that all over the top. Let me wipe my hands off here. Here we go. It's our brown sugar and flour and oats with the butter and the cinnamon. So we're just going to scatter that across the top. Wow, this is looking amazing, guys. Cannot wait to see how this turns out. Just want to kind of evenly scatter this around so that every little bit has some of the butter and the brown sugar and the oats. Uh-oh, I just dropped some, of course, in the floor. The cat will find it. I don't know if he likes cinnamon, though. Probably not. All right, let's get some of this down the side here. And as soon as our oven is preheated, it's going to beep and let us know that it's time to put this in. And we are going to do something with that frosting. You know, I reserved the frosting from the cinnamon roll packets. There we go. Oh my goodness, look at this, guys. Does that look good or what? So let's get this over here out of the way. We are still on preheat mode, so I'm just going to scoot this over. And then we're going to take about 2 ounces of regular cream cheese. And of course I have these packets of the cream cheese frosting. And we're going to add those to our regular cream cheese that's softened up. And we're also just going to make it be completely over the top. We're going to add some lemon zest to that as well. So I'm just going to put my zester right here over the bowl. And we're going to get some zest in here. Oops. I may have to turn it sideways. I do much better using my zester sideways. There we go. And what happens is all that zest collects on the back. And the zest will add so much flavor. A little bit of it's falling in there. But I love lemon with blueberries. Oh, there is our signal that it's time. So let's stop zesting and let's add our cinnamon roll bake into the oven. Now this is going on the lower part for convection baking, and we're just going to slide that right in on top of one of our mesh screens shelf, and we're going to close it up, and then we're going to push the button, and the countdown will begin. 18 minutes. So let's go ahead and get this fixed. So when that comes out, we are going to drizzle our frosting that we are also adding some things to make it be a little bit more special. And you know what? I think this would be a great thing to serve on Easter morning. Or I love doing Mother's Day activities, a Mother's Day brunch. It would be great. I'm just going to take my finger and I'm just going to wipe all that zest in there off the back of the zester. All right. Now, let me grab a little spatula over here. Our little mixing scraper. We're just going to mush that up a little bit to start. And then I'm going to open up those frosting packets. And we're going to add those because, you know, we're not going to waste any of that goodness. If you don't want to use this, of course, you can make your own frosting. But hey, this is perfect for me. And I'm just going to cut the end of it off, and we're just going to squeeze that down in there. Oops, let me turn you down here so you can see what I'm doing. You don't have to look at me the whole time. All right, so we're just going to squeeze all that frosting out, and then we're going to put the other one in there too. So we're going to have lots of frosting to drizzle over our cinnamon roll bake when it comes out of our deluxe air fryer and oven. And this is just one of the amazing recipes that you know, that we offer through Pampered Chef. This one actually comes in your book when you get your deluxe air fryer and oven. And let me tell you, we have been using it a lot for lots and lots of things. It works like just a mini oven, or it works like an air fryer. So, you know, you can do anything that you can do in the big oven, you can do in this one, and it does not heat up your house as much as turning on your regular oven. And there are a lot of things that you could do. You can do multiple items in there. If you're air frying part of your meal and just baking the other part, you can sync the oven so that both dishes get done at the same time. How cool is that? All right, so we've got our frosting, our cream cheese, and our lemon zest added here. Getting all mixed up. Oh my goodness, I wish you could smell that. The lemon is just wonderful. And so that will be ready to drizzle over the top of our cinnamon roll bake when it finishes up in about 15 more minutes. So guess what? I'm not going to keep you that long. But you know what? When everything is done, I will be sharing the recipes with you. I'll share the picture of the finished product so you can see it. And let me read some comments here. Oh, Kim, you just got your oven bake set too? Good, good. I think I'm going to love it. This is my first try at it, so I'm excited. I see my friend Marty is out there. Marty, you're just down the road from me. How you doing, lady? Trish, hello there. So, you know, it's great to see my friends popping on, and I love it when you guys say hello to me on here, and lets me know that you think of me, and I love that. So it's a great time always when I'm cooking for you on Wednesdays. Anyway, I hope if you have any questions about anything that you'll just reach out to me. If you have your eye on some products that you are liking, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you a little hint. We have some amazing products coming out May 1st. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but we do have a few more new things for summer that are coming out May 1st, and something really, really cool for our kiddos is coming out June the 1st. And so I can't wait to tell you all about that, but I'm going to make you wait just a little bit, a day or so, and then we'll start sharing some of those pictures. But anyway, we have some great specials this month. Don't forget about all of our entertaining items. You know, this is the time of the year that people like to get together. Like I've already mentioned, Mother's Day, Easter's coming, graduation parties are coming, weddings. And so lots of people are getting together. And I did get something else recently. Let me grab it and show you before I say goodbye. This is something I'm so excited to use. I'm going to be using this on Easter, and I haven't quite decided what all I'm going to put in here, but this is one of our entertaining pieces that's on sale right now. And if you notice, it does have 3 sections, so you could make an amazing charcuterie board here if you want the sections, or you can flip it over and just use the flat side for your charcuterie board. You can use it for whatever you like. If you have toppings, if you're doing a taco bar, this works great. And it does have this little dish that you can either put in the center, or you can just put it alongside to put maybe dips or salsas or something like that in there. So it's a beautiful, beautiful piece. It's made of acacia wood. So this is available right now. And if you're looking for a great gift for somebody, or maybe a great gift for yourself, now's the time to purchase this because it is on sale along with about 7 other items. So check them out. We've got lots of things to help you entertain at all these special occasions that we have coming up. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Stay safe out there. Cook up something good for your family and have some great conversation around the dinner table, okay? I love you guys, and I will post pictures and the recipes as soon as everything's ready. Have a great night. See you soon.